John Kerry took tough positions on tough problems. He knows who he is and where he's going. He has the experience, the character, the ideas, the values to be a great president.
That, of course, was Bill Clinton anointing John Kerry at the 2004 Democratic National Convention in Boston. The following day, then Illinois Senate candidate Barack Obama delivered the keynote speech. We mention all of this because a few top Democrats are now saying that John Kerry is under consideration to be Barack Obama's running mate. Clearly, Obama owes Kerry for that dramatic opportunity 4 years ago to burst onto the national scene. And if Obama were to pick Kerry as his running mate, the Clinton support for Kerry 4 years ago could mute any criticism by Clinton supporters if Hillary is not on the ticket. The logic does seem a bit strange. After all, what votes would John Kerry help Obama get this fall? But here to talk about it is David Goodfriend, a Democratic strategist, and Andrea Tantaros, a Republican strategist. And David, your reaction, John Kerry, is he really in the running? Or is this just an effort to sort of please John Kerry by having his name mentioned?
Look, for one thing, I got to tell you, I'm not affiliated with the Obama campaign, but I really believe Barack Obama when he said, the next time you hear about vice presidency, it's going to be when I'm announcing who my pick for the nominee is. I think a lot of these rumors have to be taken with a grain of salt. Now, that having been said, there's clearly two strains of thought. One is you go for a state or geographic region that's sort of a must-win and can add something to the ticket, kind of the way John F. Kennedy did by bringing Lyndon Johnson in and bringing in Texas. Or another strain of thought is you'd go for a sort of thematic complement to yourself. Many people would argue that's what Bill Clinton did when he took Al Gore from a neighboring state, very similar centrist Democrat, to kind of amplify that notion thematically of what the ticket's all about. I have no idea what they're going to do, but I don't see how John Kerry would fit into either one of those strains. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but maybe there's somebody smarter than me who can explain it. Maybe my Republican colleague can explain how that would work.
Well, and Andrew, I'm going to ask you about that, but first, we've got that campaign alert on the screen. Senator Jim Webb issuing a statement today saying that he does not want to be Barack Obama's vice president. What is your reaction to that news? And also, would Republicans savor the opportunity to go after John Kerry again, or would they fear John Kerry as Obama's running mate simply because he has been through this process before?
Yeah, any person that says they don't want to be vice president, talk about a grain of salt. I think we got to take it with a triple helping of salt. And I think we also got to take this John Kerry Washington whisper campaign also with a grain of salt. I don't think that he does bring politically too much to the table. You said Massachusetts. If Barack Obama's worried about getting Massachusetts, he might as well pack it in right now. And I think also he's been branded and beaten by President Bush already. He's been branded as indecisive and a flip-flopper, and that's the last thing Barack Obama needs. And the Democrats don't need two Ivy League fancy lads on their ticket this year either. So I think Republicans, they've already beaten John Kerry once, so I think they would get excited. They know how to beat him, and they'd likely do it again.
I'm going to agree, and I think this is simply an effort.
I find it hard to see how. Yeah.
I just want to make on Andrew's point. Look, I think you're onto something, Andrew, and I think this may be an effort more to simply please John Kerry and say, look, we owe it to you because of everything you gave us 2004 to at least have your name in the mix. But, David, one of the things that Obama certainly would like in the mix is to put Virginia in play. And doesn't this hurt him now with Jim Webb saying, you know what, I don't want any part of being on the ticket?
Well, first of all, just in response to what Andrea said, there isn't a single Ivy League fancy guy on that ticket. Barack Obama is an up from the bootstraps kind of guy. He did it himself. He didn't rely on his inheritance or any Roman numerals after his name, unlike other candidates. But let's talk about Virginia for a second. Barack Obama has put that state in play. It's a state that's that's trending blue. It was the last time they voted for a Democrat in the presidential election was 1964 for Lyndon Johnson. But they have a Democratic governor. They have a Democratic senator. The next Senate race we'll see with Mark Warner. I think he'll win. There'll be a second Democratic senator. Clearly, that is a southern state in Dixie that's trending blue, and Barack Obama has it in play. A question a lot of people are asking is not just Virginia, but North Carolina and other states in the Deep South. Can he turn them as well? I think regardless of who he has on the ticket, Dave, he's got those southern states in play for the first time in decades. That means McCain's going to have to spend money there and not be able to just take them for granted. That alone is going to turn the campaign.
And to be clear, Jim Webb has said in a statement today that he will campaign proudly with Barack Obama to help him win Virginia. In any case, David Goodfriend, Democratic strategist, and Andrea Tantaros, Republican strategist, thank you both for coming in. And again, what makes all this so intriguing is that we may be within 4 weeks now for both Obama and McCain to announce their vice presidential running mates. You can play the Veep Stakes right here on MSNBC.com. It's like March Madness for political junkies. You can find it at veepstakes.msnbc.com.